All right, Atchison County Fair is underway here on this Wednesday morning. Again, KMA Fair coverage brought to you by Western Iowa Mutual Insurance. You're now with the 4-H'er. Just start off by telling us about who you are and what you're doing here at the fair this week.
My name is Dakota Allen. I am I'm actually part of the South Mojave FFA chapter, but I was in 4-H. Today I'm showing my rabbits. We just show them their breeding. So that's really just what I'm doing.
Sure. Tell us a little bit sort of what goes into showing rabbits.
First, usually we do showmanship. So what you're doing is you're going up to the judge, you're telling them about your rabbit, you're making sure that they don't have any sicknesses, you're explaining to the judge how essentially they judge the rabbit to you, and so then they see how well you know your stuff. Then they ask you questions about the rabbit, like how much are they supposed to weigh, what colors are they supposed to be, and then we do the actual show. The judge judges them on how well they go against our SOP, which is Standard of Perfection. We have a book. So they just judge them on how well they go against that. And then that's really it.
Sure. I guess how confident are you feeling going into today's show?
I'm pretty confident. Some of mine have blown their coat, so their coat's not in the best. Let's say they're not the best right now, but pretty good still.
I just want to sure things will get straightened out. What would you say is maybe your favorite part about the county fair?
My favorite part is just being around other kids and like showing them what goes into rabbits, and hopefully in the future years getting to see them show rabbits as well.
Sure. And what would you say maybe some of the other events coming up this week that might be your favorite?
I guess I have more rabbit shows later in the week, which would probably be my favorite thing coming up.
Awesome. Appreciate the time. All right, Atchison County Fair coverage continuing here. As a reminder, KMA Fair coverage brought to you by Western Iowa Mutual Insurance. You're now with another 4-H and FFA member. To start up by telling us about who you are and what you're doing here at the Atchison County Fair this week.
Hi, I'm Delaney Offer, and I'm showing my rabbits at the Atchison Fair.
Sure, and what would you say maybe kind of got you into showing rabbits?
My mom did it when she was younger, and I show rabbits as like my hobby. I also show sheep, but rabbits are just more fun sometimes.
Sure. Well, what is it about showing rabbits that kind of makes that fun for you?
They're small, they're fun, and getting to know the people that show them too. It's kind of nice to have people that close to you.
Sure. I guess so. What are sort of the judges looking for? What would you say makes a good rabbit?
So it depends on the breed. There's technically 50 breeds that you can show that are recognized, and it depends on the breed. But most of them, you kind of want them like a half a basketball with a head. Is pretty much how you want them. Then there's another breed that you want them like a Pringles can, cylindrical, very cylindrical.
Sure. And what would you say maybe is some of the other stuff that's going on this week that you say you might enjoy about the fair?
I like coming to watch other people's show that I know that I'm friends with. Like coming to watch the hog show. I like watching hog show. Then coming to show sheep.
Sure. You obviously mentioned you're a member of 4-H and also FFA. What would you say maybe is your favorite part about those, or someone who's maybe thinking about joining that? What would you tell them about them? Why they would want to join?
I think it's a good experience because you get to know and like get to know a lot of people and make good friends that you can always have or always depend on. And like when you go somewhere, you'll run into them and you'll like, oh, hi, and talk to them for a little bit because you know them already, and it's just kind of nice.
So appreciate the time. All right, Atchison County Fair underway here this Wednesday morning here with a couple of 4-H'ers now. A reminder, KMA Fair coverage brought to you by Western Iowa Mutual Insurance. Just kind of start off by telling us who you guys are and what you're doing here at the fair this week.
I'm Riley Jenkins, and I'm showing a steer here at the fair on Friday.
I'm Raylan Jenkins, and I'm showing a heifer here on Friday.
Awesome. Just talk a little about you mentioned a steer. Kind of for someone like myself who's a little unfamiliar with that, kind of tell us what that's all about.
So I have a red crossbred steer, and I will be, usually we just like wash them before the show and go get them ready over there at the barns with our chute and all of our equipment. So.
What are the judges kind of looking for in that? What makes a good steer?
Usually like nice structure through the rib and nice fatness, I guess, because they're market animals, and so you want them to be bigger but not too big, because then they can't move freely, and judges look for movement a lot.
Sure. Well, what's the preparation kind of like for that? I know obviously usually these shows take almost a whole year's worth of preparation. Just kind of talk about that.
Yeah, usually they start off small, and you get them kind of in the winter time, sort of like right before winter, and you feed them throughout the year, and you kind of push feed after a while of getting them used to the feed you're giving them, and after a while you get them halter broke, and then in the summertime we keep them in our barn and we keep fans on them so they stay cool and keep their hair, because judges like hair on cattle. So
Sure. Now, obviously, you mentioned you're going to be showing a heifer later this week. Kind of tell us what makes those two things different. What's kind of unique about heifers?
Well, heifers are honestly kind of shorter and more stout because they move a lot. Well, not as freely, but a little bit more freely. And it's really about showmanship with showing.
Sure. I guess what goes into that showmanship? What are the judges looking at in that?
Like helping the person in front of you if their calf stops and just being nice to everyone.
Sure. I'm sure the preparation for that is probably a little similar. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, what kind of got you into showing heifers?
Really my sister did. She's been showing almost all her life, so.
Sure. And just kind of tell us a little bit. I mean, anything else you guys got going on this week? Any plans you guys have for the fair this week?
not really. We're just going to be helping with the pig show tomorrow, and that's about it.
What would you say is your maybe favorite part about the Atchison County Fair?
Probably show day for us, because it's just a lot of fun, I feel like.
Yeah, show day is really fun.
Also appreciate the time. All right, well, Atchison County Fair festivities underway here this Wednesday morning. Got another 4-H'er here with us now. Just kind of start off by telling us who you are and what you're doing at the fair this week.
My name's Emma Teaton, and I'm showing swine.
Sure. Tell us a little bit, sir, what goes into showing swine. You haven't had any kids yet talk about that. Kind of tell us a bit more about that.
Well, you have to wake up every morning and then walk them, and in the afternoons, and you have to feed them and water them and everything. And at night you have to walk them.
What are the judges kind of looking for? What would you say makes a good pig?
One that keeps its head up and doesn't keep digging in the dirt and just walking good. Muscular pigs.
Sure, I know you mentioned obviously the preparation, having to get up every day and walking with them. I mean, I know this is usually a lot of times it's a year's worth of work leading up to this. Kind of talk about that preparation a little bit.
So we get the pigs in, I think it was early May, and you just had to make sure to keep up with the walking and making sure they're healthy and everything.
Yeah, well, what kind of got you interested in showing swine?
Well, I always go to the fair, and I just wanted something that I could show to be more involved. So, and that looked like a good starting animal.
Sure. Well, what would you say maybe is your favorite part about the Atchison County Fair?
Probably just the whole atmosphere and everyone being together and watching each other show and cheering each other on.
I know oftentimes kids like to have some names for the animals. You got any names for your pigs this year?
Yeah, Luke and Bo from Dukes of Hazzard.
Awesome. Well, thank you for the time. Appreciate it. All right, Atchison County Fair underway here this Wednesday morning. As a reminder, KMA Fair coverage brought to you by Western Iowa Mutual Insurance. We got an FFA member here with us now to start up by telling us a little bit about who you are and what you're doing here this week.
My name is Brooklyn Winahan, and I'm here showing 6 pigs this week. Some of them are in the same classes, so basically what happens when that it occurs is that I have somebody as a friend that just come help me show my pigs, and then in retrospect I still get the award for it. So I brought 6 pigs with me, and we'll see how they do.
Sure, you mentioned you have 6 there. What kind of got you interested in showing pigs?
My brother actually started, and it was more or less I wanted to do cows and stuff, but they're very expensive and very time consuming. And so since my brother had done it, it was just easily adaptable for me to do as well, since he had already done it and he knew everything about it.
Sure. What kind of goes into showing pigs?
Well, it can be very difficult to train them to walk. So basically, like, you have to train them to where, like, there's a whip and they have to follow which way you tap the whip. And that can be very difficult because sometimes the breed of pig can be more aggressive than other breeds. And so it's a lot of time that you have to put into, like, training them. It's like basically training a dog, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, what are the judges kind of looking for out there? Obviously, someone like myself is not as quite aware about that. What are the judges exactly looking out there, and what makes a good pig?
So every judge can be different. So like whenever I went to state fair last year, the first time I showed my pig, the judge absolutely hated it. They did not like her. They didn't like her belly. They wanted more belly, and her back was not straight enough. But then the second time I showed her at state fair, the same year with a different judge, she got second place. So every judge can look for something different. So it's kind of more just based on what they are looking for. So it's kind of more of like a hit or miss on if you're going to do good or not. But most of the time, like, a good pig will have a nice rounded belly and a nice flat back.
Sure. What kind of goes into kind of building those descriptions you kind of get there, the straight back and the big belly like that?
So it can be a little bit difficult because some pigs, like, you can't fix it at all. Like, you can't. Like, it was just a bad litter. And so basically whenever you go into breeding your pigs for the next year, you want to look for like a mom and a dad that will definitely give you the best outcome. So like if your mom has like a really curved back, you would want to look for a dad with a very straight flat back so that can hopefully even out in the litter. And definitely making sure you feed them the right type of feed and all the same measurements. That's very important.
Sure. What would you say maybe is your favorite part about the Atchison County Fair?
My favorite part about the fair is just being here with everybody and friends. Like, it's not really as much showing my pigs. Like, I love doing that, but just the environment and everybody here.
Awesome. Appreciate the time. All right, Atchison County Fair underway here on this Wednesday morning. Got another 4-H'er here with us now. As a reminder, KMA Fair coverage brought to you by Western Iowa Mutual Insurance. Just kind of start off by telling us who you are and what you're doing at the fair this week.
My name's Chloe and I'm showing rabbits.
Sure. Well, what do you enjoy about showing rabbits?
They're cute.
Sure. What are the judges kind of looking for? What would you say makes a good rabbit?
Big head, short ears, big rump.
Sure. And how confident do you feel in your rabbits here this morning?
Good.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll go great for you. Any other fun stuff going on later this week with the fair?
No.
Sure. Awesome. Appreciate the time. All right, well, fun times continuing here at the Atchison County Fair. Got another 4-H'er here with us now. To start off by telling us who you are and what you're doing here at the fair this week.
My name is Keely Brandsteiner and I'm showing poultry and livestock, or cattle.
Sure. Tell us about the poultry. What kind of goes into showing a poultry?
I show a duck and she is a female and I show her against chickens because I'm really the only duck, and it's just doing what you normally do.
Sure. What kind of goes into showing a duck?
Basically how you take care of them, how their feathers are, how much healthy they are, and what they look like and stuff.
What's the preparation kind of like leading up to the fair, like when you're trying to show a duck?
Basically, it's just put them in a kennel or something, put them in something, and you just wait till you get called up there and take your animal up there and put him on the table and let the judge touch her or him.
Sure, and you mentioned you're showing some livestock later this week as well. What are the plans for that?
I'm showing 2 breeding heifers and 1 bottle calf, which is a heifer, and one of my heifers are bred.
What kind of got you into showing the livestock?
My dad and my grandpa have shown livestock before, and my grandpa's dad shown livestock before, so it basically goes down generations.
Sure, I know a lot of times people like to name their animals. You got any names for yours this year?
Yes, one of my heifers are Princess Ruby Grace. My second one is Ivy Lucille, and the bottle calf is Fluffy Leanne.
Awesome. Well, what would you say is maybe your favorite part about the Atchison County Fair?
Just getting the opportunity to show, and there's a lot of people here for just a small town.
Awesome. Appreciate the time. All right, well, Atchison County Fair festivities about to get underway. Got the Rabbit Show coming up here just momentarily. Here now with Dustin Lambertson, FFA advisor over in Tarkio. Dustin, just kind of tell us about who you are and sort of your involvement here with the fair.
Yeah, I'm Dustin Lambertson, like I said. I'm the advisor over at Tarkio, and I'm just on the fair board, along with helping out all my students, just making sure projects are ready and here, and then just make sure the fair happens with everything that goes on.
Sure. What are some of the events we got lined up coming here today?
Today we will have the Rabbit Show starting here at 10, and then the Poultry Show is at 2 o'clock, I believe.
And throughout the rest of this week, kind of tell us sort of the rundown we got of coming up here with shows.
Yeah, tomorrow at 9 o'clock is our swine show. Tomorrow night is our sheep and goat show, I believe at 6 o'clock. And then Friday morning is our cattle show at 10. And at 6 o'clock Friday night, we have the premium auction for our kids. Saturday morning at 10 o'clock is the parade downtown here in Rockport. Everybody's invited out. Our fair is open to all kids 8 through 21 that are a member of 4-H or FFA. So they can come from Iowa, Nebraska, Missouri, wherever into our fair.
Sure. And obviously you mentioned the parade. What will people be able to see in that parade tomorrow on Saturday? I think you said it was.
There'll be community organizations. There'll be, with it being a election year, we'll see a lot of the political stuff going through. The fair board always has a group that goes through. You'll have kids riding their horses, all kinds of just local groups supporting the fair going through the parade.
Sure. And what are some maybe the other events that are coming up here here in Rockport this week?
Right now, the Velma House building's open with all the open class and the 4-H indoor stuff that they've done. Saturday after the parade, we'll have Kid Day down here at the fairgrounds. There might be some mutton busting, some grease pig, some different things like that for the kids. So.
You mentioned the exhibits, all those static exhibits that are over there in that building. Kind of tell us about that and sort of what people can see with that.
There's anything from photography to baked goods to woodworking and metalworking and even some flowers and different stuff that people have brought in from the community.
What would you say maybe are some of the things that you might have seen already that really kind of piqued your interest over there?
Well, truthfully, I have yet to make it in there. I've been out here trying to get things ready the last few days and haven't had a chance to stop by, but I'm hoping to make it in there yet today.
Awesome. Just kind of talk a little about the preparation that kind of goes into this. I'm sure that you guys kind of dove back into the books a little bit shortly after last year's fair, kind of getting ready for this year.
Yeah, we take the month of August off with state fair and stuff, but September we get started again, planning out, setting dates. Some years we do big projects like upgrades to facilities. Like this year we just did a lot of small stuff, trying to make sure all the little things were fixed and ready to roll. But it's been about 2 to 3 weeks of solid being over here in the evenings or during the day and doing everything that needs to be done, get it all fixed and banners up and everything we need to do so we're ready for today.
Awesome. If there's kids out there that maybe are kind of on the fence right now, maybe joining FFA or joining 4-H, what's kind of your pitch to them maybe to get them to join?
It's not just the livestock. I mean, you've got all the indoor exhibits, stuff that, some kids enjoy that a lot more. And then you've got the livestock side, but all of it's good for them, teaches them hard work, teaches them responsibility. And then at the end you get, hopefully you win a prize or you do something, even the little things, getting just a little bit better. It all helps out the kids and makes them learn what hard work and what it will do for you.
Sure. What is it like getting to see all these kids really with the status of maybe expressing their creativity a little bit and also with livestock, just kind of showing their animals? What's it kind of like to be able to see them to be able to express that and explore that a little bit more?
The things that I enjoy are the kids that, last year might have been last place or didn't do so well in the indoor stuff. And they learn from other kids or they learn from things they did wrong. And then they come back the next year and they might place middle of the class, but it's better than being last place last year. And so just seeing the look on their face, hey, I did better this year. Next year, here's my plan already. And so just looking at it and trying to get better every year.
Sure, and I know this is something we usually ask the kids as well. What would you say maybe is your favorite part about the Atchison County Fair?
I enjoy just watching the livestock shows and helping the kids out. We've got, out of our FFA barn, we've got pigs over here this week, so helping the kids get those ready. And the kids that have animals at their own place, going and looking at them and helping them out. And then coming here, no matter what breed it is. Just seeing the kids hang out, and just whether it's even showing or if it's just in the background hanging out and having fun with each other. It's fun to watch all that.
Sure. What was the kind of got you interested in this, and then obviously to continue it as a career, obviously working with as an FFA advisor over there?
Well, I didn't show as a kid, so when I came to Tarkio, and actually I was an advisor in Nebraska for 3 years, and that kind of got me started. And coming here, I just got thrown into it. We're part of the fair board, and so I got to learning, and the more I got to learning, the more I started enjoying it, and so we got kids going in it more, and I enjoy all that, just helping the kids out and seeing them learn and having fun doing that. So it's rewarding.
Sure, awesome. Just talk a little bit. I know you mentioned you're on the fair, but anything you guys are particularly excited about? Anything new you guys are bringing this year, or what's that looking like right now?
This year's kind of the same old. We had looked at a few things, but with just the calendar, didn't work out with that. So in the future, we're hoping to bring back like our lawnmower tractor pulls and some stuff like that. But this year was kind of just let's maintain, let's try to make it better with what we got, and then hopefully next year we'll come back bigger and better.
Awesome. Appreciate the time.
Good, thank you.